Hello, this is Craig Mertens, Director of Product Education for Inktavo, the parent company of Inksoft, Printavo, Graphics Flow, and SignTracker. I have two very special guests with me today. We have Lauren King and Christina Marcantelli from S&S Activewear. Lauren King is the National Account Manager, and Christina's recently gotten a promotion, and she is now the Sales Enablement Manager. And I'm very excited to have both of you on the webinar today. It's a topic that is very close to my heart. It's a topic that I find to be very challenging, very interesting, very engaging, and also very important to you guys and the amount of money that gets to go into your bank account. And I think it's all about, making money and being smart and strategic about the way you run your business. And that's what we're here to talk to you about today.
Oh, hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We're so excited. This has just been such a trending thing that we've seen in the apparel business and across the promotional business. So it's company stores are here to stay, and we're excited to talk about it.
I'm just excited I have a partner today with me as well. So Lauren's amazing. She's customer facing. She's one of the best out there. We have a great team, and I'm really excited to see she too has just gotten a recent promotion as well. So she's one of our national managers, as account managers as well. So I'm excited to share the stage with her.
And so the first question I want to ask Lauren is, what types of companies are leveraging corporate web stores today? What do you see happening in the marketplace?
Any and all, really, from tech, healthcare, finance, startups, education, retail. It's really kind of across the divide, manufacturing, construction, anywhere that you need to uniform or you want to provide swag or, company incentives. It really fits well with any market, any vertical market out there.
So what are some of the more creative uses you've seen in corporate web stores?
I think with corporate web stores, being creative and engaging is just a huge portion of just being locked in with your customer and making sure that they are extremely happy with the experience. So how you stay creative with it is you can offer themed collections. You can, create seasonal or event-driven collections, summer swag, holiday gifts, employee recognition. We know that's a huge part of it as well. So, stores dedicated to rewarding employees for milestones, achievements, sustainability. That's such a hot topic in our market right now. So, companies offering eco-friendly products, social responsibility initiatives, things like that. Pop-up shops are great, especially just kind of keeping the brand consistent and kind of creating a sense of urgency. It's a great way to keep it creative and fun. And doing virtual events or interactive gaming. AI is so big right now, so you can really get incorporated and offer some fun ways to keep the employees coming back and ordering and keep them engaged and keep it fun and fresh.
And one of the things that I've seen companies do is tie in with the local athletic teams. Like, for instance, Kansas City Chiefs, red and gold. They have Chiefs Fridays in Kansas City, and one of our customers, they do a whole program for their corporate clients where they do swag in Chiefs colors, not with the Chiefs logos, but in the Chiefs colors as just kind of a feel good for the company. I thought that was very clever, and I'm seeing people do that in the collegiate market as well. How should companies refresh their web stores? Is that something that's ongoing, or is that something that's quarterly? Where do you see the trend in that area?
I think to stay relevant and locked in with your customer, it's best to do check in on a quarterly update or a biannual update. There are some that are just yearly, but with apparel especially, it's seasonal. So you really want to make sure you're keeping things fresh. You're checking stock levels. You've got backup options, and I think keeping it fresh also, creates a style and a flavor to the brand, and just keeps everything relevant and flowing well within the company store.
Do you think it's important to be chasing fashion trends, or do we want to let the trends settle a little bit before we pop new products into a store?
Well, S&S is very fashion forward, so I would say yes, but it really depends on the vertical market that you're going after. So I think that, if you're in manufacturing construction, there are those staples, those uniforming pieces, new hires that are coming in that you're going to have those those things for. But I think it's always a great idea to create and throw in some trendy or some, exciting pieces that, employees can wear outside of just the company, just the day in, the day out. They can wear it and feel proud of the company that they're representing out in the real world of the everyday. So trending stuff, I think it increases, especially with markets like technology or some of these, young up and comers. You want them to wear it. So you want them to feel good in the trendy apparel and what's going on right now. No one wants a stagnant, piece. They're not going to wear it.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say offering, premium options as well. It's giving a higher perceived value. It's making you think that the company is investing in their employees as well. But it just encouraging just employee engagement. Like she said, if you have people wanting to wear this outside, or it serves a purpose outside of their daily work attire. Maybe it's something like it turns into a bag like we have with our quick flip. These are items that can offer kind of that elevated value and make an employee feel that their company is invested in them as well. So different for retention purposes, they can also utilize that as.
It's interesting. We did years ago, maybe 4 years ago, we did meshback wool caps with a laser etched patch on the front. And I still have that cap. It's got an Inksoft logo on it. And I wear that at, when we have our Zoom meetings and everybody's like, where do you get that cap? Where do you get that cap? Everybody wants that cap. And I feel like maybe we need to go back and do that cap, maybe do a Richardson 112 with a laser etched patch. So next question I'd like to ask is, what are the key considerations for fulfilling corporate web store orders? Like, how do you see people processing the orders, logistics, fulfillment?
Yes. So as far as that goes, real-time stock updates, I think that's super important. Making sure that you have the ability to fulfill those high demand products when it's essential. Making sure that, you've got shipping options available to all your people out there. If you're doing any customization, managing personalized products with that, often, they need a little bit extra lead time. So you want to make sure that you're being mindful of that and also the turnaround times there. So, depending on the scale of the company, smaller enterprises, they're going to rely more on the manual fulfillment of things. They're going to prioritize their local printers and vendors and simplify the logistics, where the large corps, these, they require the large scale, the automated fulfillment that ensures that quick delivery and, can get across the United States to all of their employees and, staff.
Yeah, one of the things that we're seeing is what we call hybrid print on demand. And the way customers are doing it is they're doing it with a heat press and direct to film transfers. And what they'll do is they'll get a commitment from the corporate customer to get a selection of transfers printed, whether it's just their corporate wear or something maybe a little more exciting and thematic or tied to a specific event or season or promotion. And they put those transfers on the shelf, and then they do a print-on-demand program. Orders come in. They maybe correlate the orders once every week or once every 2 weeks. All the orders come in. They collate them. They print them together. They drop ship them directly to the customer. I think that's really clever. You don't have to have a direct-to-garment printer to do that. Most of the people that are doing that kind of fulfillment are using DTG, but doing it with DTF, and even better, you can gang up multiple designs on a single transfer when you're doing that. Have you seen that starting to evolve into your space as well?
Yes. And I'm actually so happy that you brought that up, Craig. I just came off some national meetings, just got back late last night from San Diego. And boy, every single one-on-one meeting was talking about company stores, what a huge part of the business it is. It's inevitable. It's a happy mix of all these things. We just launched a partnership with Ninja Transfers. So we have the availability up on our website to order your apparel, your blank apparel pieces. And if you're doing a company store and it's a smaller one, you only need a 1 or 2 piece, or maybe you need 10, and you do have the press available at your location. It's a great cohesive way and a one-stop shop to put it together. It wraps in with our free freight agreement, which is $200 or over. And, if you have terms with S&S, then you're locked in there. You don't have to go separate to Ninja to pay credit card. So yes, we're seeing a ton of that. A lot of the conversations that I had throughout the past few days we're exactly that. We only need one or two pieces. We just do the transfers and get them done. So yeah, I think that's definitely a hybrid and awesome option for company stores out there.
Everybody wants things that are quick, easy, doesn't have to take a lot of time and thought. Even the employee that's purchasing it wants their product quickly. So you have to put all those into consideration as well when you're building your store and seeing what's going to be the easiest way for us to scale, but also what's going to not frustrate our employee when they're trying to have that ease of use. So I think both of that goes into that opportunity as well with with any transfer and that hybrid decoration.
I always recommend that every decorator has a cap press, not necessarily for doing caps, but all the other second location prints, labels, backs of necks, all those left chests. It's such a great tool, but I've seen quite a bit of direct-to-film transfer work being done on headwear, and it looks phenomenal. And also, I believe Ninja also has a division that does patches as well as hard substrate, I guess DTF decals as well. And that's like printing money. Decals is like printing money. So that's kind of exciting. So they are able to order through the S&S platform now to order in their transfers. So it's seamless right through your platform. Is that correct?
That's exactly right. You upload your artwork. You can do a 1 or 2 piece. You can do a gang sheet. It's very easy. I craft on the side, and I love to decorate a T-shirt. And I have tried the Ninja transfers. I'm so impressed. It's got a cold peel, so it really melds into the fabric. Sometimes when you feel a transfer, you can feel it kind of sit on top of the fabric. Right. This one really meshes well in, and then you get extended washes on it. It looks very professional. So we're really excited about the partnership, and we're looking forward to seeing everyone take advantage of it and see how it works.
So obviously the fulfillment options vary a bit by the scale of the company. Some of the bigger companies are very technology driven, where they have orders come in online. It goes through a whole production cycle, barcoding, out to a production team, produce it, slap a label on it, out the door. But then you have kind of the brute force methods, where you're printing a transfer onto a T-shirt and slapping it in an envelope and driving it over to UPS or the U.S. Postal Service. Is there a point where companies start looking at maybe logistics a little differently and scaling? What have you seen in the marketplace where people make that leap to something maybe more professional?
I think it really depends, when it is a small scale and then you're kind of scaling up to a larger, it starts to become about convenience. With the larger scale corporations, and small scale, but really with large scale, the brand consistency is huge. You gotta, make sure that everything is completely brand consistent. And with a platform, you have that availability to do that, to keep everything brand consistent. And then you're really starting to see, you need something that's going to be streamlined and fast reacting. So you can show your larger clients and even your small clients that you have a great return on investment. They want to make sure that they're, that what they're putting in is turning out and they're getting a return on the investment for what they do. And then I think even with the platforms like Inktavo, you've got, you might have customization available. It's just a clean, pulled together look. The professionalism on using a platform, I think, is huge. And that's how you can really traverse from small to large. I think anybody can use it.
Yeah, I think adopting technology to scale is one of the smartest things any small business can do. And removing the human component out of many of the tedious menial tasks that we do in terms of customer communication or communication between different departments within an organization is really important. A lot of times I'll talk to customers and they're growing their business and they're like, their solution is bring in more equipment and to add more people. And I'm like, what if you could get more out of your existing staff by leveraging technology? Or what if you could schedule maybe your equipment a little bit better, or maybe lean into some outsourcing? You'd be able to grow more profitably and, with the resources you already have. And from my personal experience, I love being able to find ways to do things with things I already own or people that I already employ. So that's been kind of an interesting trend. So jumping right along, how should you be pitching web stores to businesses?
Right. And this kind of pivots right off of your point here. So, technology, yes, let's use it as much as we can, because when it comes to company web stores and these online stores, you need to build that relationship with your client and offer that personalized service. If you are constantly battling and trying to go back and forth and you're in so many different directions, you don't have as much time to build the relationship. And, this is a competitive, all the businesses out here, they're so competitive and they want the next best. So you got to keep them engaged and keep the relationship strong and tailor it to that client, especially on the large corp side of things. So really kind of offering highly customized web store setups, product curation, branding, flexibility, and the product lines, those are the things that you want to keep tabs on and be able to maneuver and keep it creative and fun for your client. And then, the platform just ties right alongside with it. And then you're running this parallel and, leading you to more and being more successful. And I think you really have to be agile on your fulfillment and your flexibility as well. So you just really, you want to make sure that you're superior to your competitors out there when it comes to managing that online web store and providing the best sales and ideas and service to them.
Yeah, and what I've seen is your web stores are your showroom now. If you can present to a client or a group of clients like, hey, this is what we're doing for other people. This is what their stores look like. They look great. They're functional. Everybody's looking for that Amazon-like shopping experience. It's been, my personal observation is the folks that do really, really well with web stores and company stores are the folks that make it easy for their customers to purchase from them. And part of that is, the front end having a good functional store, but I think also having good back end information, can see their order history, initiate reorders. So how do you position corporate web stores as a superior option compared to what you're seeing with the big online like promo companies?
The pitching the web stores, you focus on the personalized service, the ease of use, like you said, if they've got everything managed from the platform, then that allows you to sell and to keep things fresh and to keep the, everything kind of running in line. So just making sure that you're available to manage, all of that stuff in an easy, simplified way. And then, with the larger corporations, they really keep everything clean, brand clean and consistent, and just keep it, flowing in a nice patterned way.
People having more of a hybrid approach where obviously they have that really good tech stack and that self-service experience, but they follow that up with a human level experience with good sales follow-up, checking in with their customers, maintaining the constant communication, becoming a consultant, a resource, providing data analytics to really cultivate those relationships. Listening to clients that are really successful in that space, one of the things that they all universally say is it's not fire and forget. People always think like offering web stores is going to be this super easy, convenient thing for you as the decorator or as the promotional products distributor, but you really have to work at it. You can't just fire it off because there's a whole army of people out there that are looking to take that customer away from you. So that hybrid approach to keep in contact is, I know that's what you guys do. That's your job.
That's exactly it. And I agree with you completely. The more personalized you get on this, the more creative you get on this, and the more proactive you get on this, the stronger the engagement is with your client. If you set it and forget it, they're going to forget it. If it's boring, they're going to forget it. You want to stay fresh and fun. I love the idea. A lot of people, standard, right? Uniforms, polos, jackets, those are the basics. But how are you, building onto that business? Are you adding hats? Are you adding a cohesive look of hats, bags, blankets, drinkware, all this stuff so that, you're outfitting an entire seasonal look for your division and your company. And then you walk out and start making an impression. And just like you said earlier, where'd you get that cap? Then you've got engagement. And that comes and flips right back. So that's where it's at. The personalization, the engagement, keeping tabs on those guys. Don't set them and forget them because they will go stagnant. And then guess what? You're competing against someone else on it. So just stay fresh.
The personal interaction we have with customers starts at the beginning of the relationship, right? During that discovery process and really trying to understand what they're all about and what their needs are. So what is your perspective on like how important is it to do that discovery process initially when you're helping to, encourage a client to go with you in terms of hosting the web stores? How important is that? And is there any best practices or things that you feel are people sometimes miss out on?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, being creative in your pitch strategy is super important. The big things to take away are tailoring your solutions to your client. Do that investigative work, figure out that company culture, figure out what that customer specific needs are, and then tailor a plan specific to that brand and company. Ensure that web store setup is personalized, it meets that operational and the branding requirements, then demonstrate your ROI, what their ROI will be. So, you need to understand their goals, allow it, frame the web store as a value-driven solution to them and an easy solution, because we all want easy. We are all so busy. We don't need to be going back and forth. We want streamlined, ready to go, and ready to launch. Distribute that ROI with the cost savings, the brand awareness, the consistency, and then also, bring in that employee engagement. That's a big part of company stores, and I didn't really touch on it, but the more that the employees are engaged on social media or out and offering those incentives, the higher the volume is going to go on those company stores. Nothing breaks my heart more than having a company store that looks amazing, but the employees aren't going out and buying it. They're just like too busy, But if you create the excitement and the fun, they're going to come in and buy.
That definitely comes down to the graphics from my experience, which is a near and dear topic to my heart. I've been involved in the graphic side of this business for 30 years, but we just did new trade show shirts. And what we did is we had a vote. So we did 3 different concepts, front and back, and we put it up we set up a little Google form and we did a vote, and one group overwhelmingly won, and it was kind of a rock and roll theme. And at the point I'm trying to make is that if you create merch that people want to wear, I always call it like your Saturday shirt. If you create a corporate shirt that you'll wear on the weekend, you've scored. You've done a great job. I think one of the ways that you can position that too, and we teach this to our Inksoft customers, it's very easy to deploy a store in Inksoft. We have a functionality called Store Clone, where we can clone it and with a couple clicks, swap out all the products and artwork. So before you're really engaging the customer in the pitch, you can actually create a store in advance of your first conversation. And you can do a little prospecting email campaign or a call that says, hey, listen, I just want you to see kind of what our capabilities are. I just set up a quick little store. I created some custom graphics. You guys have a wonderful logo, but I created some custom graphics that are thematic. This is the level that we work. We operate with our customers as more of a creative consultant. I'd like to see if you'd be willing to maybe book a little appointment with me. I can kind of show you what our program costs. I think we call those pitch stores. That's magical. If people, can see what products and graphics are going to look like that are localized to their business. People have been doing that in the school market for a long time, but there's absolutely no reason you can't do it in the corporate market as well. So, Christina, I want you to talk about the product mix and what's on trend. I know you've prepared a slideshow, and so I'm going to turn it over to you.
This is our web store. So we kind of curated a few things based on all of the concepts that we were talking about today. So employee uniforms, company swag, as well as even just incentive group items, starting with employee uniforms. So this covers kind of a wide range of different products, different brands, but we're super excited because we're partnering with a new brand. It's called Janu, and this is going to work with that healthcare sector. So it's healthcare, it's wellness. There's lots of areas that this can check the box for, so to speak. There's so many areas that we were looking to partner with, and a brand like this where there's innovation and technology built into quality fabrics, and it was designed by a physician. So super excited to see how this is going to do for us. And they're great, great pieces without giving you that just pigeonholing into just the healthcare hospital aesthetic. With this can offer a broad range of opportunity for lots of in-home care, veterinarians, med spas. So there's lots of opportunity here. Super excited about these. So there's more to come. Those will be hitting the website Q4, beginning of 2025. But with the rise of corpcore, so last couple of years after COVID, it just became more relaxed, right? We had comfort at the helm. We wanted to be cozy. The oversized look started trending, heavyweights. That still is very prevalent. However, a lot of people are coming back to the office. So the corpcore and people wanting more of that buttoned up look. We've had the quiet luxury kind of scaling in the last couple of years. It's transcending now back into the corporate channel as well. Companies like us that are actually hybrids, where we can offer, work from home several days, but then in office. This gives you that opportunity to have, more of a woven polo opportunity. Vests, these are great options to add into your assortment, but then you can use that great for in-person, but also video webinars like we're doing right now as well. Adidas has been great. We've seen some styles that have kind of overlapped into a little bit more casual look. So these have been exciting for us as well. Pivoting off of that work leisure that we were speaking about. So that hybrid opportunity. So some companies are still pretty lax in maybe what they need to wear for their daily attire. It's great because you can incorporate tech pants, leggings, things of that nature. And you can also add a blazer, or you can add button down and make it look professional, but also be able to run your errands after work if you'd like. This is great. We showed the next level. This is the 9000. Styles like this where it's a fleece, but it has more of an elevated, clean work leisure look, as well as that Adidas, that A607 is exciting. That's a new piece for us. Employee uniforms. So our typical uniforms that we see in the workwear, that type of scape. We're seeing workwear kind of trending even outside of the traditional use case scenarios, agriculture. Now we're seeing where people, the skate and surf and streetwear trend, are making brands like Dickies and Carhartt very popular, right? So now not only are we seeing that kind of transcend, we're using items like dry duck and these type of workwear. They're heavy workhorses that they will endure what they would need them for what they've been created, is intended for that quality and durability. But they're also able to give them more leisure, wear on the weekends, wear it in your personal life as well. Dry Dock has a few new styles that are coming in. We have the Tultex 299 that we're showing up above. This is part of that heavyweight collection. You're going to see that. We talked about it earlier in the year. It's going to continue. It started in fleece. We're now seeing it transcend across T-shirts and heavily into T-shirts and long sleeves. So you'll see a lot of brands are hitting that category for this upcoming season as well. So employee swag. Everybody wants employee swag, right? There's so many different reasons. It could be a new revenue stream for your business. It could just get that buy-in for your employees and having them get excited about wearing something and representing their company. So matching sets, we continue to see that, giving you that cozy, off-duty, able to run my errands, but also just look a little bit more polished because it's a fun, trendy item. Crew necks are super popular right now. I had the hoodie back here, but crew necks are trending. I think it's just because it's less bulk. You don't have, the hood that you have to deal with. That can give it a little bit more casual look versus a crew neck out. Another way you can encourage is raising money, but also like a fundraiser opportunity, which you could see here by offering different outfitting the whole family. So you have youth through toddler and adult, but you also can use it as not only just for the company swag, but something in this similar to this where maybe you're vested in military veterans and you want to give back. So having your employees be able to purchase items that they can use for their family, but also it's going towards incentives and initiatives that's near and dear to your company's heart. These are exciting. Of course, there's always fun to add some trendy pieces. So you have something like Paragon and this MV Sport that they're showing sort of that floral. We're seeing a lot of prints kind of hitting the runways this year and getting really excited about printed versus just something so neutral. You have this cool hat that's down below that gives you kind of that scape that makes you think of hiking and exploring. So it's getting out there in nature. So partnering with the company that you're working for is a great way to look and see what their initiatives are. And then you can present assortments based on those initiatives. If they're an outdoorsy kind of company and that's what they seem to cater to, offering items such as this, like a quick flip that can turn into a backpack, but you also have hoodie incentives. You can look at this multiple different ways. Offering premium is usually where you'll see in these incentives. It gives the opportunity to have your employees get excited about something that's maybe there's merit, maybe it was safety, a safety initiative that you guys were doing. So how many days of being injury free, and then you get so many points that you can utilize on top selling items. So something like this dry duck jacket would be great for that. And then just offering some lifestyle options. Something like this Anetic is a great item. Again, these are workwear elements that they can use day to day on the job, but they also can wear these outside. And it's something that they would be interested in. We've partnered with Columbia. It's been great with the new styles that are coming in. We've actually improved the logos. So we've moved, the retail styles are going to still have the logo on the front chest, but all of our basics that we've been carrying for several years, you'll see that that's giving a placement. We've made room now by moving it onto the left chest on many of our styles. So now that co-branding opportunity with your company logo as well as the Columbia co-branding. Independent has some new styles that are coming out, which is great. They're dabbling into the performance, giving you that athleisure appeal. Again, giving you opportunity to utilize this for a different look for your day-to-day activity. And then probably one of our most exciting new accessory brands is Nomadics. High-end, it's environmentally conscious accessory brand. They utilize soy ink for vibrant decoration, but what I think is really unique about these is if you shake it off, the sand won't stick. So I've used it for yoga. It's been really exciting to see some of these styles in my outside life that I can use. And this is a great way to offer your employees some opportunities to do things for their daily life. Give them some great Oakley bags. Incorporate this into their everyday life.
All right, so I'm going to get into the kind of the nuts and bolts of how you create and manage web stores, and I'm going to use a couple different platforms here. I'm going to use our Inksoft e-commerce platform, and also going to be using our Graphics Flow graphics management platform. One of the things I always like to point out about Inksoft is it's actually tuned to the promotional products and apparel decoration industry. And so a lot of times people will look at like generic e-commerce platforms. I think the most common one is like Shopify is probably the most popular one. And one of the things that you'll see when you do that is you don't have like built-in mock-up creation. You're not connected to the S&S supplier feed. You're having to build mock-ups in an outside application. You're having to manually calculate prices. It doesn't account for things like multi-location imprints and our crazy sizing that we have in our industry, and decoration costs and ability to create colorways with vector artwork. And so when you're going through that process of selecting an e-commerce platform for apparel decoration as well as promotional products, it's really important to understand the differences between a generic platform like Shopify and something that's tuned to our industry like Inksoft. So let me show you how I'd create a store in Inksoft. I'm on my dashboard right now, and I've got all kinds of stores in various levels of setup process here. And I can get a quick look at stores that I've got rolling and if any fundraising programs that I've got going. And two ways to set up a store in Inksoft. Number one, if I want to set up a store, I could just go to what's called the new store wizard. I just hit the old plus button here and I name the store, and we'll just say it's going to be for Honor Health, and it'll automatically create a URL. I can go ahead and redirect that to a specific page on Honor Health. So let's say they have honorhealth.com/merch. I don't have to use the Inksoft URL here. I can direct to theirs, but it will automatically create a URL, and you can go and edit that yourself if you don't want to direct to their domain. There's a little step-by-step process you go through. It's kind of a wizard-based process, and you go through and you fill out more or less a questionnaire, and it creates a store. That's one way of doing it. And when you create your first store, that's how you're going to do it. But what most folks are going to do in Inksoft is they're going to use what we call cloning. And so what I've done in my Inksoft account is I've created quick stores. And a quick store is a templated store that is the basis for spinning off into other stores. So this is a quick store template I made for corporate. It's just got simple corporate logo. It's got a banner, basic products. Actually, I added the Inksoft designer in here. It's stocked with a common group of products that I frequently sell. And if I want to create another store based on this store, what I would do is I would clone it. And so I would just simply go into that template and I would say clone store. And when I clone this store, what's going to happen is I'm going to be prompted to include products and store art. And why that's important is if you have a catalog in Inksoft, let's say you have a catalog of the top 50 S&S products, I can segregate the top 50 S&S products into a catalog because we're tied into the S&S feed. And those are in my main product catalog. Then I can copy those products into my template. And let's say for this vertical market corporate, there's 20 of those products I frequently use. That's in my store template. And so when I click on include products and store artwork and create this clone store, all those products come over, and also all the artwork comes over that is on those products. And what it allows me to do is what we call bulk art replacement, so that we can go in and just simply say all the logos from this company, all of a sudden, all those logos are going to be in Honor Health system. It just one fell swoop. We just push a button and it swaps out all the logos. So it makes it really quick and easy to deploy stores. And then when I was talking about pitch stores, this is the functionality that allows you to do a pitch store real quick. So let me show you what a cloned store of that particular store looks like. And same exact store, same elements, same everything. But all I did is I copied the store over. I went into my store admin section, went to settings, and I just updated the branding. So I just went and replaced the logo with the Honor Health logo, put the icon in for Honor Health. I had a little banner that I had. I dropped that in there. And then all I really needed to do is change the contact information. And then if there was any additional settings that I wanted to change, or maybe I wanted to add the Inksoft designer to this store, I'm able to do that as well. And this store actually had the Inksoft designer enabled. Now, one of the things that typically you're going to be doing in the store is curating the products that you're going to be selling, and you're also going to be curating the artwork. So what I did is I created a whole bunch of different graphics, and notice we have kind of the boring Honor Health logo here, and this logo is not too exciting, but it's an official logo for this company that I've created. But I have some fun things in here too, like I did a patch design in here. I did this kind of patch layout here. Fun little desert landscape, little southwestern theme. So I'm not just limiting my store to the basic boring logos on stuff. I'm actually adding some thematic graphics here as well. And I also have my products that are curated over here. And so these are all my pre-decorated products that I've added logos to, that I did my swapping with my bulk art replacement. And then we also have a whole list of products that are blank. And if I want to create a new product for the store, it's super easy. All I have to do is go to add products, and then I can filter. In this case, I'm just going to filter by, I can filter by supplier and all the S&S products. And let's say I want to add that, just click on it. And we're just going to add this little patch. Boy, that looks fantastic. So make it a little bit smaller. It'd be typically these patches are a little lower and a little smaller. And I'll just hit create and next product, and I'll give it a price. I think we're going big on this one. I think we're going to go $60 on this one. And we've probably got some bigger sizes in here. So I'm going to go 65 on the 2X and 70 on the 3X. The corporations will typically underwrite part of the cost to the employees. But in this store situation, because we're hosting it, this is a revenue share program. So I've made an agreement with the company that I'm hosting the store for to provide them with a revenue share on every order that's placed. And one of the reasons that corporations really love this idea is they don't have to do stocking inventory. And, nobody wants to stock inventory anymore. You have the wrong colors, the wrong sizes. There's always something that doesn't really line up with our plans. We thought that the seafoam green was going to be the great color, the Arctic, but it turned out to be that the rose pink was the better color. So these print-on-demand type stores where we're doing a revenue share really is the direction the industry is going in. And you can do that without having a print-on-demand capability by doing like the transfer programs or keeping a store open for a period of time and then collating the orders and doing mass production all together. But basically, to add this product to my store, I'll just hit finish. It's now in my product catalog, and I'm just going to go over to my style editor over here. And here's my store. I went in and changed the color theme from the black theme that I had in the other store, and it pulled in the colors from the logo. So I had a little bit of a head start there. So it pulled in all my logo colors. So I changed the theme. I changed this banner, just pulled the old banner up, put the new banner in. I added actually a banner down here at the bottom. I just went online and found a Hospital Scrubs image and copied the Honor Health logo in there, made this little banner here. And I added some products. Now this store is a little bit different. I'll show you how I can add a product, but I'll show you some fun things that we did in this store. The way I add a component in Inksoft is through a component library. So this right here, this component is called a CTA, call to action. I just used it as kind of a little banner header separator. But I'm just going to create a featured product, and it's going to be that product we just created. So I'm going to click on that, We're going to start from scratch. And I think I'm going to keep this background color. It's kind of fun. And I'm going to go to manage products and look what's there, that product that I just made. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move this up in the object order, because right now it's down here at the bottom, but I want to move it all the way up right underneath this CTA and put it right here. And that's now my featured product, and it kind of stands alone. And so that's how easy it is to add products and create products in Inksoft. The other thing that's interesting, when you use the Rapid Product Creator, you also have the ability to edit the vector artwork and embroidery. So if you upload a DST embroidery file, it'll allow you to assign thread colors to that embroidery from the popular thread manufacturers like Ackerman or Madeira. You can actually go and assign threads. It creates a rendering like it did right here, and you can create colorways. So if I wanted a different variation of these colors to go on, say, black or ash, I could do that. So I've got this all set up. Looks pretty good. Let's hit save and publish. And I'm going to come back here. We're going to kind of look at the customer view. So what the customer is seeing is this. And you'll notice something. These are graphics. They are not boring old logos. So this is cool shirt. Got that cool S&S Adidas shirt in there. Looks great. It's got embroidery on it. But it's nothing really all that exciting. It's that uniform that everybody has to wear. And we want to create that Saturday shirt. And so what I did is I went into my graphics flow platform and I created some custom graphics. And then I converted these into editable designs in Inksoft. So the customer can just click on this design right here. And we can set up rules for minimum order quantities. So I could set up a rule that says, hey, you have to order 48 of these. Or if I have the ability to do one-offs, I could do it as a one-off. And they could go over here and type in pediatrics and create a custom little name drop there. This part's locked, so the only thing they can edit is this. They can save that design. I just got an email that this person saved the design, so even if they don't check out, I can follow up with them. They can get a price, and if I'm enabled for one-offs, we can get a one-off price. And that one-off price is going to be pretty expensive because I'm going to DTG print this, or maybe do a DTF transfer and it's $25. But let's say they go in here and they do 100. We have pricing logic that's built in that's now going to price it out as a screen print. And what I would likely do with this shirt is I would price it out similar in terms of the pricing as a fixed price that includes decoration of maybe $20. So I'm showing you how it calculates screen printing pricing, but I could just fix the price so it was in alignment with the stock pricing that I have in the store. They go in, they get a price, hit buy now, add it to their cart, they go and check out, and then this order is going to go into my order manager, and we'll check this out real quick. It's going to ship over here. We're just going to do flat rate shipping. I'm going to have them arrange to pay later because they're on a PO system, and they just place the order. So the thing that's interesting to me, and I think it's actually a big deal, when you're trying to create that Amazon-like shopping experience, one of the things that part of Amazon is that customer account, where they can go into their account, they can see their past order history, they can initiate reorders, all of those kind of things. In the Inksoft platform, this is something that's inherently built into Inksoft. This is a result of not just orders that are placed in the store, but orders that are placed offline. So I'm going to go into what the customer would see in their account. They'd land on their store performance dashboard. If I enable this, they can see the last orders, what our most popular products are, what our least popular products are, if any coupons or gift certificates are used. If I have fundraising set up, I can see if there's any quotes or invoices that are outstanding that need to be approved. They can show up. Here's the order that I just placed. It's pending approval. Here's orders that have shipped. Here's an order that's in process, so they can see what's going on with their orders. If they want to go and reorder this, they can just do a quickie little reorder. They don't have to call you. You don't have to call them. It's all self-service. And the other thing they can do is they can see any designs that they've been editing, or maybe they want to go and name drop this again and change it to the radiology department, and any artwork that's uploaded to their account. So it's a full self-service experience. You're just making it super convenient for your customers to buy. And I think that's a really big part of this whole e-commerce and corporate store strategy, is making it easy to buy. When you make it easy for customers to buy, guess what? They're more likely to stay with you and not necessarily shop you around to the competition. Let's face it, it's incredibly competitive in the marketplace. You know, you're creating a buying experience that is good as anything else that they're going to find in the marketplace. It's very streamlined. So this is the basic concept of a corporate store, but I'll show you a couple other things that are kind of fun here. This order right now, it came into my order manager, but I set it up so I have to put eyes on every order that came in. Every order that came in, I have a threshold of pricing that says, hey, anything over $500, I've got to approve. And this is $885. Give it the once over, look at it. I've approved the order now. It's in my order manager right here. I can cycle it through the purchasing process, create the PO. I can cycle it through a job management process. But there's another way to conduct e-commerce that connects to what you're doing with corporate stores. And that other way in the Inksoft world is what we call proposals. An offline order. It's like an invoice. And I just went and created a CAP program. I uploaded a CAP, created this little proposal, and I'd send it off to the customer. And then what the customer is going to do is they're going to see something like this that is a proposal view, and they can click on it, and they can see a bigger blow up of their product, what it's going to actually look like. They can go over here and, most importantly, approve, pay, and check out. So if they go put their electronic signature in here to approve it, that's coming into my order manager, and I can just process it like any other order. And I could have set this particular proposal up so they'd have to pump in a credit card or ACH to advance the order as well. So all of these orders that are going through proposals, which is an invoicing tool, and all of these orders that are going through Inksoft stores are all landing in that customer's account so they can go and do reorders. And the best part is, if you're using QuickBooks, we can sync all this invoice data and customer data up with QuickBooks for all of your financials. That's a pretty typical workflow in Inksoft in terms of how we would process orders. A couple other things that we can do in here is we can set up customer loyalty programs where we can upload a list of their customers with their emails and names, apply credit to every one of their employees. So their employees have, say, $50 to spend. If they spend over $50, they can put in their credit card to pay off the balance. We can set up very specific promo codes. We've got just an incredible amount of power under the hood to manage all those corporate stores, whether you're using promo codes or you're giving your employees gift certificates to spend against stores. Also personalization. We could add personalization fields into the checkout process for uniforms. So they want to put their title in or their name or their nickname in. We can collect that data when they check out with their product. Full circle, coming back to the graphics thing, here's how I did those graphics. I went into our graphics flow platform, which has, as of today, 7,336 editable vector designs all created in Adobe Illustrator, all fully editable online. And what I did is I just went over here and hit desert because I wanted a desert theme. And I found a desert theme that I liked, and I clicked on it, and I hit customize. And I'm actually editing on the native Adobe Illustrator file right now. And I just went in and put Honored Health in here. Did change up the colors a little bit. Could go and put in Scottsdale. So we've got that. Change up the colors. We'll do that hospital scrub color there. We're going to go with their purple. I think that's going to look great. Yeah, it looks fantastic. Save the design. And then I can just pop this in the form of an art approval. So I can just add it to an art approval. We're going to create an art approval. What we're going to do is we're going to send that to the customer. So we've got a little share button, and we just put their email in here, hit copy link, put it into email, or put their email in here, and it'll send it to them. And they get it. They can comment. They can approve. They click on approve. Click through my disclaimer saying they can't take it to anybody else and that the colors are going to be a little different. And then what I do is I download this design and load it into my Inksoft store. So I download it as a PDF file, and then I just load it into my Inksoft store. That's exactly how we do it. So let's go over here and load it up in that store. Just go over to my Rapid Product Creator. Add a product. See here. I'll put it on that same sweatshirt we did before. Upload the art. And because it's vector art, not only does it bring the vector art in, but I can recolor it in the Inksoft platform. And that's exactly how easy it is to do. So if I wanted to come in here and maybe make the cactus white so it shows up a little bit better, or maybe a lighter color, Just click on it, click the new color variation, save the product, and you're done. The point I'm trying to make is when you're doing corporate stores, you don't have to just be that logos on stuff. To me, it creates a bit of a concentration risk. When you're doing strictly logos on stuff, anybody can do that. And so you get buyer turnover, a new buyer comes in, they're a little bit savvier. Oh, who's doing your logo wear? Well, this company's doing it, but hey, I've got another vendor I work with for my other company that can do it for a quarter cheaper. When you're hosting stores for companies, you have them tied up. And especially if you're doing a program that's a print-on-demand program where they're not having to stock inventory and it's evergreen, you're just running the store year round and paying them a revenue share, it's a great way to keep your customers. But doing graphics that are beyond just that same boring thing that everybody does, I think is a really great way to engage your clients in a creative process and keep them buying from you. Just wanted to give you guys a really good idea of how the logistics of creating a store would look in an e-commerce platform and the logistics of maintaining that store and creating a great buying experience for the customer. So full circle. So we showed how we can select all these wonderful products from S&S. We gave you guys some strategies and tips for running your stores. We kind of brought it together with the hands-on part of how stores get created and deployed. And you've seen the whole process. So your homework is to do this now. Your homework is to commit yourself to going to your customers, engaging them with stores, whether you're doing pitch stores or you already have a platform. But this is the future. The future is now. People are tying up their businesses with corporate stores, but there's still lots and lots of opportunity out there, especially if you're really deliberate about your product mix. If you build great looking stores, create that seamless customer experience. Anything else that you'd like to add, Lauren?
Oh, no, that was such a great presentation, Craig. I always love watching how that strategy goes. And I think it's just such a great application. So thank you so much for allowing me a little platform here. I really enjoyed it. And just lots of great company store tips. Well, get them.
I think just to kind of piggyback off of what you were saying, make it unique. Do your homework when you're working with your customers and really finding what they're passionate about. And then that gives you the opportunity to pair not only the item, but the decoration techniques that you could set up in the store. And then just that's giving you the competitive edge.
It's fantastic having a wonderful partner like S&S to do this education series with. I learned a ton today, and hopefully you learned some great tools and resources and best practices to apply in your own business. Thank you for joining us on TrendWatch.